I would love for you to tell me a little bit about NBC's perspective on this world of addressability and targeting and programmatic of television. Like, what is your view on this landscape right now?
Sure. Well, I think you need to start with the broader industry, which is complete fragmentation. There are more platforms, more distribution points than there have ever been before, and it's really driven by consumers wanting to access, their content sort of whenever and wherever they can. And so with that as the industry backdrop, aggregation becomes key. And that, I think, is the first lens that NBC Universal is looking at the marketplace in, is aggregating premium content back together. And so we've sort of employed two strategies to do that. One we've called our portfolio approach, to take our collection of broadcast, cable, and digital properties and really organize them together and put them together and take them to market together to make it easier for clients to really access the full power of that portfolio in one place. The second strategy that is connected to that we've taken is what we call total audience. So, as I said, users are connecting with our brands and our content in a variety of places, on linear, on desktop, on mobile, on connected devices. And if you're a marketer who aligns with our brands, and that's a good context to deliver your messaging, let us help aggregate all of that together so that you can buy across all of the distribution points, whether it's linear or digital distribution points. And so that really creates the biggest pool of premium inventory available to deliver our message effectively.
And how do the currencies play into that? How are you actually, in real terms, bundling and selling that inventory? Like, where does the GRP and where do impressions come in, and where does engagement and performance? And I mean, you're still selling a ton of stuff on a sponsorship basis as well, right?
That's a great question.
How do you marry that?
Measurement is key in it, and it is an imperfect world for measurement right now. So what we've done is to take the pieces and figure out how to start transacting on them in the absence of a perfect cross-platform measurement system. It just doesn't exist, but there's so much viewership in so many different places. We can't wait for the measurement systems to catch up. We need to start transacting now, or we're going to just miss audience opportunities. So what we've done is work with our clients to figure out how we can take linear measurement, take digital measurement. We've called it, as I said, sort of our total audience product. So for our clients who buy with us in the upfront, we're able to connect the same audience segment that they want to buy, call it 18 to 49-year-olds, and able to deliver that across both linear and digital at the same CPM price point. And on the one hand, it's measured on a linear currency. On the other hand, it's measured in a digital currency. But they're really transacted together, and it's ultimately against the same premium programming that we have.
So, I mean, let's talk about this idea of bundling, right? So again, going back to the construct between supply and demand, it's very straightforward why a supplier would want to better bundle their inventory, because if you bundle it, theoretically, you're moving pricing and volume up, specifically in a reserve or upfront business cycle, right? But let's talk about the buy side. I mean, is this because there really is a belief on the buy side that television is video and video is just television, right? That it's now really completely converged? Is it, rigorously ROI driven? Like, what are you seeing from, your stakeholders and your customers as to what's motivating them and incentivizing them to really embrace these bundles?
Absolutely. We think it's the most efficient way to access the audience that you want to access. So as opposed to trying to coordinate across silos, when you bring those assets together and you're able to sort of speak to them as one and create marketing programs that operate fluidly and operate seamlessly, there's that much more value for clients.
So your key customers, though, are still TV buyers. They're just extending the reach of their dollars to video, basically, to digital.
We work with both TV and digital buyers. Those worlds are increasingly coming together, but it's not fully there yet. One interesting stat is in last year's upfront, more than a third of buyers actually bought the pieces holistically together.
They bought uniformly, sort of integrated cross-platform.
They did.
And but I'm curious because, I mean, I guess where I sort of feel sometimes like we chase our tail in the industry is we talk about addressability and performance, but fundamentally bundling is for the purpose of enabling the extension, audience extension, and you're still applying an age gender construct, P1, P2 to digital, right? So, and I know that's hard to do in digital, but like where is the sort of rigorous measurement of ROI? If we segment audiences, but then on the back end we don't measure performance any different than brand or just reach extension, like where's the loop kind of close? If we look at the next 3 to 5 years.
Sure. I actually think I think a couple of the products we've announced recently sort of speak to that, into going beyond age and gender, and that's one of the big benefits you get when you put the entire portfolio together, so you can operate across that type of scale. So a product that we announced just earlier this month called the Audience Targeting Platform is a way to go beyond planning on an age and gender basis. And so it's the combination of TV viewing data.
And is that Comcast set-top box data?
In the Audience Targeting Platform, it's not Comcast set-top box data. It is set-top box data, but from a collection of third-party set-top boxes.
Okay.
So a national footprint reach. This is a product that works across our entire footprint of broadcast and cable inventory, and it matches that set-top box data with both first-party NBC Universal data as well as third-party.
From your authenticated experiences mostly and your digital properties?
From a collection of touch points, as well as client first-party data, as well as other third-party data available in the inventory. And it matches those things together on a client-specific basis against inventory, so that clients can plan in a better way beyond age and gender into who they want to reach, and plan on a program level for that. And
how on the back end, the post-campaign measurement, how are you measuring ROI for, paint a broad brushstroke, right? It's not you're not integrated into attribution models. We can't close the loop on media mix modeling, but what is the measurement of success? Because it feels like, the consistent thematic is that all the audience targeting platforms are a bit of a black box, right, in some regards. So how does a client that buys into your custom and segmentation models, how do they have an assurance that they've actually sort of delivered, you guys have delivered higher ROI as a result of those models?
Yeah, absolutely. It's, definition of ROI is a little bit different for every campaign and every media objective. Ultimately, it's about moving product off the shelf.
Okay, so you're tying it to sort of attribution modeling, sales, et cetera?
Yeah, so we're working, as I said, these are new products, right? These are our new initiatives. They'll continue to evolve, and they'll evolve with clients. They'll evolve sort of through the interaction of meeting, media objectives that for one client may be different from another. But yeah, we are working closely with those clients to plan on the front end and then ultimately measure on the back end. And so ATP is one way to do that. It's really a front-end planning tool to plan for the highest value inventory for that specific client, which may not be the highest value inventory for a different client.
Right.
There's another product we introduced last year, actually, in the upfront cycle called NBCU Plus, powered by Comcast. That one actually is powered by Comcast data. That's a Comcast footprint product, and that's a combination of people, technology, and data to target against audiences in sort of 3 ways. One is planning. So looking for sort of day parts, looking for the best lineup of inventory for that client. The second way is actually honing into a smaller geographic area. So if you go beyond sort of the entire, an entire DMA and go into specific neighborhoods, and you're an auto manufacturer, you may have one brand that fits much better in one neighborhood and another brand that fits much better in another neighborhood. And this allows you to actually deliver those ads into the highest impact geo. And then the third piece of it is actually household addressable. So you can deliver in the Comcast footprint, you can deliver on a household level the exact spot to exact household that you're looking for.
Okay. Joe, thank you.